Don't change the channel. Don't you touch that channel.
2 Samuel chapter 9 and verse 13. Here beginneth the reading of God's holy word. So Mephibosheth dwelt in Jerusalem, for he did eat continually at the king's table and was lame on both his feet. The word of God for the people of God. You can take your seat. So we are on the year theme, Kingdom Defenders. We are in the series, we continue it, Kingdom Design, the life and legacy of David. And I want to minister from the sermon topic today, a past spoken blessing becomes manifest. A past, see you can't, if God spoke it in the past has to catch up with the future. Lord have mercy, I said something right there. Yee. All right, a past spoken blessing becomes manifest. One form of behavior or confidence that God's people are known for is hope. You know, it is not now, but I do believe that I will see it. Yes, even though it is not before my eyes, in my mind's eye, I do hold a picture of what it shall be like. I see it before I actually see it, and therefore I live with hope. Hope is the initiator of faith. Psalms 42 and 11, it reads, "Why art thou cast down, O my soul, and why art thou disquieted within me? Hope thou in God, for I shall yet praise him, who is the health of my countenance and my God." Hope is a springboard to joy. For when you hope, you lift up your countenance and cast your sight higher for those things that you desire to see. Church, there was a day in the past. It seems so long ago now when two friends were talking. They were talking as if both knew that one of them would not be long for this world. The friends were David and Jonathan. The communication went something like this, 1 Samuel 20, 14, 15, and then 42. It reads, "And thou shalt not only while yet I live show me kindness of the Lord, that I die not, but also thou shalt not cut off thy kindness from my house forever. No, not when the Lord hath cut off the enemies of David, every one from the face of the earth." And then verse 42, it says, "And Jonathan said to David, Go in peace, for as much as we have sworn both of us in the name of the Lord, saying, The Lord be between me and thee, and between my seed and thy seed forever." And he arose and departed, and Jonathan went into the city. Church, Jonathan and David had such a covenant relationship that it was promised between them that should Jonathan not live to see all that they had spoken of come to fruition, that David would take care of his family. This blessing stemmed from the God-blessed friendship. I want to park it there. You want to have God-blessed friendships. Friendships that can span time, a distance, because they've been stamped with the seal of God. And today we shall see this promised blessing become manifest as we deal with the following 3 points. Point number 1, a lingering sound. A lingering sound. Point 2, a languishing son. A languishing son. And then point 3, a line safe. A line safe. So let's deal with it. A lingering sound. A lingering sound, the sound of that last conversation between David and Jonathan. Time has moved on a bit. Many battles have been fought and won. Kingdoms have been overthrown and kings dethroned. David is a mighty conquering warrior leader of God's earthly people. And yet there is still a lingering sound. Church, you've got to see it that as many victories as David has, as many homes, as many women, as many whatever he has, that there is still something lingering in the back of his mind. Let's talk about the word lingering. Lingering means weakened, distant, in the background, but it's still there. No amount of victory celebrations can completely cause the sound of that past conversation to become silent. No amount of gold, silver, or brass collected can cause the sound of that conversation to conclude. No, it is still lingering. Church, when a thought continues in your heart and in your mind, it will absolutely continue until it is resolved in some way, shape, or form. Have you ever had that to happen? Huh? That a thought, it keeps on knocking at you. It just won't leave. You know, it leaves one day, but hey, 2 days later, it's back. You've got to do something about that. Today, David will reach back and turn up the volume of that last conversation with his best friend, Jonathan. A true friendship indeed. Today, David will aim to fulfill this promise, and so we have verse 1. It reads, and David said, is there yet any that is left of the house of Saul that I may show him kindness for Jonathan's sake? Watch this. It is Saul's household, but it's for Jonathan's sake. David can respect his hater and rise above the hate because of a love that he yet has for Jonathan. I realize that in blessing Jonathan, that I automatically will bless the one who hated me, who tried to kill me, who tried to destroy my destiny. See, that's why I can't hold things against people that said I would not, and I could not, and I should not. Because I understand that when you try to hold ill against others, that it really eats up at you and in you. Yet the heart of David is faithful to a friend so that a foe, Lord have mercy, will be blessed. Can you stand to bless your enemy? Church, never allow the bad behavior, even the evil behavior of a person to stop you from being the kind of person that you are and being kind to their family. You just do the right thing. Do the right thing. Verse 2. And there was of the house of Saul a servant whose name was Ziba. And when they had called him unto David, the king said unto him, art thou Ziba? And he said, thy servant is he. I love this verse. Ziba. A servant comes to the rescue. You see, this is why the most honorable people in the kingdom are servants. For a servant may not have the position of strength, but they have the ability to communicate about the strength or weakness in a situation. They have the inside track. They have the inside track because they are inside of the house. Ziba. His name, check this out, his name means statue. Ziba, his name means statue. I love this. For you may think that the servant, the maid, the butler is just there like a statue. But that statue sees everything going on in the house. You see that the statue is a fixed ornament. As I thought of it, a statue sometimes can be so overlooked or ignored because you are so used to it being there. Yet God has this statue, Ziba, in place not merely to do a duty in the house, but to be a witness and a voice needed for such a time as this. Verse 2 also shows us the power of authority. For even though Ziba is a servant to Mephibosheth, as he stands in front of King David, he knows that he is the king's servant. And as it were, Ziba comes to this meeting with a tray. Here's a servant with a tray. And this takes me or transports me to point number 2. A languishing son. The tray is a tray of transformational information that is about to change the lives of many. Church, how many times has God told you to tray something? To carry something that can change a situation. Church, the challenge is not in carrying the tray. The challenge is in carrying the tray and serving what's on the tray. What you have is for the kingdom, God's kingdom. It's not yours and yours alone. It is for the building up of the household of faith. Don't just carry the tray. Serve the contents of the tray. Now, I know about you, but I'm going to a restaurant. Don't just carry my food around. I ordered what I ordered. Bring the tray to the table and please deliver the contents to me. And I'm here to tell you by the Spirit of God that God, to him, you are a tray. What has he placed in you? What has he placed upon you that he is expecting for you to deliver to his kingdom? Don't just have a title. Serve your title. Bless the people with what you have by being what you possess. Ziba carries the tray of vital information. He has this information, and he's had it all this time. But now is the time to transfer this information to the one who will now know what to do with the information given. So you got to know who to deliver the contents of your tray to. Stop delivering stuff to people that can't do a thing for you. I'm trying to help somebody. Before you know it, you got an upset tummy. You wonder what part of the meal made my stomach feel this way. Got the rawness. You got to watch who brings, come on now, spiritual diarrhea. You got to watch who brings you the tray and the food, how it responds. Listen, let me help the people. Come on, can't eat everybody's cookies. Matter of fact, let me tell you something about your pastor. If I enter your house and it's dirty, I ain't eating from you. How you get clean food from a dirty house, a dirty kitchen? We're just going to have a little issue there. See, I was up this morning before I did my cooking, cooked for the vegans in the house and the normal people in the house. I swept and I mopped the floor because the kitchen where it's prepared, what's going to be served, has to be birthed out of a clean atmosphere so that somebody already had some of it. I said, well, how is it this week? They said, it's all right, it's all right. And man, that meant it was wonderful. I understood. It was wonderful. You have to watch who delivers food to you, and then just wait about 24 hours. Sometimes it's 24 minutes, 24 hours, and see how that meal turns. Do you feel better? Do you feel sanctified? Do you feel stronger in the Lord? If not, you better watch out. Who is delivering contents to your belly? I just heard that. Because your belly is the spiritual umbilical connection between you and God. So when you allow people to render unto you who they are instead of who you are, then you become spiritually weakened. Trying to help somebody. And so Ziba, he carries this vital information. Verse 3, it says this, and the king said, is there yet any of the house of Saul that I may show kindness, the kindness of God unto him? And Ziba said unto the king, Jonathan hath yet a son, which is lame on his feet. What kind of information are you giving to a king? Some kings will kill you for bringing that type of information. And I watch historical shows. They didn't want anything to enter into that atmosphere that wasn't happy and joyful and supportive. But can I tell the church something? That you can deliver your lame situation to the King of Kings, to the Lord of Lords. You can deliver everything that you've been through to Jesus, and he'll not reject you. Take a look at this. Church, I want you to note something here. David asks, it's so good here. He asks about the house of Saul. The servant responds in a particular way. He did not say Saul's grandson. He said Jonathan's son. Brother Lamb, because now it's getting fixed up. So we don't want the weight to be on the relationship between Saul and David. No, we want the weight of the situation to be between Jonathan and David. So that servant weren't taking a chance. He said, Jonathan's son. This tells me that the servant is using wisdom. Wisdom. Just because you can say something bad about Saul, you don't say it. Wisdom says, say something nice about somebody else. Wise servant. He knows the connection between them all. And he wisely speaks of Jonathan, who was David's best friend. You're coming into the king, you better make the king happy. When you have the opportunity to speak of the hate or the love, wisdom serves best to speak of the love. I looked at this verse again, and God highlighted to me the order of how Ziba spoke. He also said this, boy, this thing. He did not say, listen to this, he did not say, Jonathan has a lame son. He said, Jonathan has a son who is lame. There's a difference. There's a difference. What are you putting your priority on? I'm going to help somebody. This for somebody this week. Speak. Okay, I know I was going to sort of throw it soft. I was trying to decide. Here, catch this. Watch the order in which you speak your words. All your words are true, but wisdom is, which part should I say first? Which part should I say second? Because humanity, human beings, we hear first real clear. See, if you say to me, her, I ain't heard you say, oh, her. The Lord is blessing her real good. All I heard was her. It's the first words that you hear that take over the authority of how you receive the next set of words. And so the servant does not say Jonathan has a lame son. She said, Jonathan has a son who is lame. No church. What you speak of first takes authority. So do you want the son to take authority, or do you want the lameness to take authority? Huh? Do you want to continue in your lame situation, or do you want to speak something different? And here we speak that sonship is more important and will take authority over the state of his legs. His legacy is greater than his legs. Focus on the strength and not the weakness. Ziba has served David information which will settle that lingering sound. For he now hears of a son. David is so enthralled in the fact Jonathan's got a son. Jonathan's got a son. Oh, I can keep my promise even while he's passed over. God, this is just how you said it was going to be, that I will be able to bless Jonathan's house continually. He never said, the son's lame. Oh, no, what happened? Ooh. See, we sometimes, hear me, Deaconess Lene, sometimes we're too pokey. We just want the information. I just want to know the situation, but not necessarily the information. The current state is this, and we're going to take it from there. For now, David hears of a son who is languishing. Verse 4, and the king said unto him, where is he? And Ziba, the statue in the house, the one we think ain't seeing nothing. You ever watch Scooby-Doo? Scooby-Dooby-Dooby, where are you? What to do now? Right? I just thought of it. I got to go with it. A lot of times when I'm watching Scooby-Doo, there's always a statue in the, and you just see the eyes moving, right? Now that's where spooky movies when I was a child. Old Scooby-Doo. Always a statue in the castle, in the dungeon, in the old building, the warehouse. Yeah, the statue. Then they play the music. You know, they do all that. But I'm here to tell you that, watch this, God will plant a statue in your life. Somebody who's watching over you, even when you don't understand that they are. Because they're in position, so that when you're in positioned, that they can speak to the power of God in your life anyway. Now let me be very clear. As a pastor, trust you me, I watch. I watch. Because I must be of a Ziba mindset in watching what the people are doing, how they're responding, how they're feeling. Because it just might be that they're feeling lame, and I've got to know how to give a word in season, how to send an email, how to send an inbox, and how to encourage that person. Oh, no, you're a child of God. God has spoken to you, and you're not lame on your feet. And it continues in verse 4. And Ziba said unto the king, behold, he is in the house of Machir, the son of Amiel, in Lodabar. So where is he languishing? Where is this son in a weakened state? He is in the house, Lord have mercy, of Machir. Machir means sold. He is in a house sold. Jonathan's son was living in a house that was sold. What is the picture here? This household was not free or at liberty to pursue freedom. I'm going to help you. The atmosphere of this household had to be one that was darker than usual. Now, I watch these shows. If they had ever revealed that Mephibosheth is staying in Lodabar, in the house of Machir, somebody would have went and killed him. Because they always killed the family of the previous king. I'm going to help you out. And let me help you out this way. You cannot have two kings on your heart. You cannot have two kingdoms in your heart. One will dethrone the other. Not only this house is sold, but the house is located in Lodabar. Lodabar, meaning, this is amazing, not a pasture or without pasture. Can we get any worse? There's hopelessness in this place. There's no fertility in this place. There's no prospects of being productive in this place. But can I, ahead of myself, let you know, because we know the end of the story, that God knows how to make himself known in your Lodabar. When you thought that you could be nothing, when you thought that you could become nothing, when life looks so dark, when life looks full of despair, when it looks like it was not going to work out, when it looks like it was just going to be a headache, when it looked like everybody was just going to see you fall, God will reach down and collect you from Lodabar. Yeah, he will. What kind of place was Mephibosheth living in? No, let me say this. If Jonathan's son, which makes him a prince, had went and stayed at South P, they would have located him. So watch this now. Catch this, church, by the Holy Ghost. Sometimes, I have to keep my eyes closed to be shown. Sometimes God saves you by placing you in a place that is unbecoming of you. It's totally the opposite of where you think you should be. Huh? Yeah. That's what it, because it's trying to protect you. Because if in today's world, if Mephibosheth said, what? Go up South Beach. Just tell him I'm Jonathan's king, the King Saul's grandson. He wouldn't have made it past the night. Somebody would have took him out. So sometimes you just need to be quiet, hidden. Be a stealth. Be like a Navy SEAL. I like those boys. Just come in the deadness of the night and show up and do your work. They want to get the missionary that got killed. I said they should send in the Navy SEALs. The Navy SEALs will get them. But anyway, that's another message in case you're not listening to the international news. And so listen, this place, Lodabar, no pasture, no growth, no fertility, no value. This is where he is. What a sad place. Yet whenever you bring a low place, a sad place, to the king has the ability to transform that place, to transform that person. Oh, can I offer a bit of hope to the sinner man listening, the one that's down on church and the one that been through so much church hurt? Can I tell you that you're looking at the wrong people? You're looking at the wrong person. You've got to bring your tray to Jesus. You've got to bring your tray to God. And God, He will show you why others want you, have mercy, to stay in Lodabar. What? Verse 5. Then King David sent and fetched him out of the house of Machir, the son of Amiel, from Lodabar. The directions are clear, you know. He didn't just say, go get him out of the house of Machir. Just in case he has a one house, two house, get him out of the house of Machir, the son of Amiel, from Lodabar. God knows specifically where you are. He knows where you're located. You are not hidden from God. God has not forgotten you. Even when you thought you were forgotten, the hairs on your head, He still has them numbered. Even when the worries and the catastrophes of this world hit your life, God still had you numbered. So the message is, get him out of the pastureless place. Get him out of the low place. Get him out of the dark place. Get him out of the place that does not honor the legacy of where he came from. Get him out. Get her out. Get them out of the bar. I thought about it. The bar. Shamanano say. I didn't have it in my notes because I say, you're being too silly, Maria. You're playing with it. It's a bar. A bar. Shebaya. I'm trying to help myself, trying to behave. Usually, especially if there's club bars, you know, Bayless Bay club bars. Come on, Devonshire Rack club bars. You do know they have bars. They're usually darker. Shame on or say, but by the Spirit of the living God, I don't know who I'm talking to, but God will find you in that bar to get you out of that dark place, because God's plan for you is not that you stay in that Loda bar. Get them out of there. Get them out of Bermuda's Loda bars. Dark places. Dank places. Places of despair where people try to forget their problems. But I never had a problem that God couldn't solve. I didn't have to bring it or take it to a bar, a dark place. I brought it to Jesus, the light of the world. Verse 6, it says this. Now when Mephibosheth, the son of Jonathan, the son of Saul, was come unto David, he fell on his face and did reverence. And David said, yeah, look at that. And David said, Mephibosheth? And he answered, behold thy servant. You got to understand what's taking place here. He has brought the lame situation to one who can do something about the situation. Not walking in full strength, but he got there. I'm going to help somebody. Sometimes on a Sunday morning, usually that's when the enemy picks up and kind of discourages you. You know, some of you saw the rain yesterday and said, oh, I don't know, kind of stretching. But in rain, sleet, and snow, we'll go to Walmart and all the other places. People were up at all sorts of hours on, just Friday gone. Black Friday. but you won't get your black self into the house of God. Did I say that? Did I say that? You got to bring your lame situation. How are you going to have the situation change? If you got a limp in church, get in church. If you got to use a cane, get in church. One way or the other, just make it past the threshold. Then when you get in the atmosphere of the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, only He can do something about your situation. Oh, church, we've got to be fired up for God. Then nothing will stop us. You think God playing with us? See that you can get up 5 o'clock in the morning, but you can't make 9:30? They're down there at midnight? I guess so. 5 would have been late, isn't it? But it's all about, watch it, where your passion is for deliverance. I'm telling you, if I had a child and I knew that getting them into the house of God would seal their future, would encourage their hearts, and would make my job as a parent a little bit easier, I would get them into the house of the Lord. Because here they're going to learn the presence of the Lord. Here they're going to become familiar, and they're doing wonderful today. I'm so proud of them. All of them. Front row. You know, ADD. Your child, look. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus, you know where I'm going. Your child got what they call the education system, ADD, HD, ADHD, ABCD, EFG, whatever they have. My question is, have you brought them into the house of the Lord? Have you allowed the house and the presence of the Lord to take their lame situation, their lame label, and to have them relabeled? It can happen, I'm telling you. You know, I got one that's trying to label him, but every week I see him, he's sitting still. I got a nephew, but he sure knows how to sit still if I give him the eye. What's the cure to ADHD, Dr. Deaconess Woods? Give him the eye. Ain't gonna cost you nothing. Maybe but the offering. Just bring an offering. But when you look at him, the eye, ADHD cured. See, we have literally let go of those things that would empower the church. See, no demon or devil on his way to hell can come against the blood of Jesus Christ. His weapons will form, but they will not prosper. His weapons even may hurt a bit. But I'm telling you, at the end of the story, because I brought my lame situation, my God, I brought my lame, cost me some days. You didn't see me, but some days I was bowed down. Some days I was at the altar. Some days I didn't even see the sky. All I could do was see the ground. But I knew that my Redeemer, He lives. Oh, yes. So here we have it, church. Here we have it. See, some things I can say now because it had to be released through somebody else and not me. Mother doesn't even know what I'm talking about. I'll have to show you sometime this week. So listen. God showed me something powerful here about Mephibosheth. Hear the sentence. Mephibosheth is lame, not crippled. Shame on us. Sometimes we cripple a situation when it was only a lame situation. So it is, how are you looking at the situation? How do you see the situation? How is the situation speaking to you? I'm going to tell you right now, no matter how much it looked like it was crippled, how much it looked like it was near death's door, I said that's a lame situation. Huh? He doesn't have full mobility, hey, but he is not completely stagnant. He has enough mobility to make it to the king. Take me to the king. I don't have much to bring. My heart, Shamanose, is torn in pieces, but this is my offering. Oh, I need to help somebody today. You don't know how many times your pastor, your first gentleman sat about. We've been going through this. How many times? But we came. This man serves the kingdom. Huh? Because we're coming in. Maybe limp, daddy. Maybe lame. Maybe my mom might know. Huh? At that time, the Eunice might know certain things. But guess what? I'm bringing it to the king. I don't have much to, all I can do is bring who I am. And if who I am is a lame situation, I'm getting to the king so that my lame situation does not turn into a crippled situation. Thank you, Alda. And that's where even we cannot get so caught up emotionally. Your emotions have to take a back seat. I'm telling you. Your emotions are real. Your emotions are true. Your emotions are reality. But yet when it comes to being healed in the presence of God, your emotions are carnal and must take a back seat to the mighty presence of God. There is still life in his legs. Stand up, Mephibosheth. There is still life in his legs. Just take a seat. That's Father Russell, Mephibosheth. Still life. And as long as there's life, there's hope. Yeah. This is a picture of his legacy. Saul's legacy is lame. It does not carry a lot of weight. Yet it still carries something. It still means something. And here's another level of order taking place. And Saul's kingdom now will be blessed through his grandson. Mephibosheth is not afraid to honor the current leader. Now this next sentence. Had to highlight it, had to put it up. Get ready for this. Listen to this. Listen. Until you are willing to let go of the past leader and all he represented, the current leader will never truly lead. If Mephibosheth said, well, I'm going to David, because my daddy Jonathan should have been king, and my Papa Saul, you might know my Papa Saul? Papa Saul, he was in charge. Now I'm going to go to him. See, go ahead. You can go rest on dead leaders. Dead leadership. There are crippled ministers today and crippled ministries today because they refuse to let go of a dead leader. They continue to hold on to what made them great rather than transforming now into another level of greatness, a new greatness of a new kingdom ministry. Mephibosheth lets King David know that he is his servant, that he serves the present kingdom. This servanthood is not based on who I came from. It's based on your leadership, David, and who you are. Mephibosheth, who for the first 5 years of his life, watch this, people, grew up in majesty. He grew up in the king's palace and was now living in a place under sort of like police protection and was fully now exposed to greatness once again. He had to hide out. They had to hide him there because there were those who would have killed him if he had been found. Now he is found by that statue. He is found by the king, and because of a past promise, he is about to be blessed. He will become the manifestation of the blessing. Takes me to my final point, point number 3. 7. And David said unto him, and will restore. So now right there, you could have church right there. And will. Who's speaking, church? King David. Oh, see, ain't nobody can restore. See, Holy Ghost, I was trying to stay out of trouble with that. See, right now, Bermuda has learned that the court is the king. And the parliament or house of parliament or premier and king. because he had to bow and make 70% of Bermudians bow to the whim of a few. Hey, I'm just trying to tell you something. That when you get in the presence of the king, he's the only one that can change your situation. Restore. Restoration only comes when you find yourself in the house of God. He says, and will. In other words, the king will. It's the king's will. It's the king's heart. It's the king's ability. You can't go now to the cook. Say, well, I'm in David's palace. You can't go to the cook. You got to go to the king. You have to go to the leader. You have to go to the one who has the will and has the power and authority to instill the will and will restore thee all the land of Saul thy father. And thou shalt eat bread at my table continually. Fear not, for I will surely show thee kindness. Yeah, you're getting Saul's house back. You're getting the legacy back. But I'm showing you kindness for Jonathan, thy father. It's about relationship. Let me help you out. Therefore, the only way that the enemy can destroy a kingdom is by destroying relationships. If you are in this house and you were friends and speaking to someone 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago, and now you're off books, that's because they always have to come after relationships. So we have to protect relationships in the house. And so, Mephibosheth, you are safe now. Everything that your father Jonathan would have had as a servant friend of King David, his son will now have. Not only that, you will transition from Lodabar to the king's table. Your residence is about to change. You know, your ID that you need when you vote going to have a different address on it. Oh, if my address was Pakistan, I ain't sure I'll be in front of you all right now. But can I tell you what? That my address is heaven bound. Heaven bound. And with that, I am glad to serve you. Verse 8, look at this. And he bowed himself and said, listen to Mephibosheth. What is thy servant that thou shouldest look upon such a dead dog as I am? See, church, you can be in a Lodabar for so long that you take on the identity of Lodabar. You can be experiencing so much. That's what depression is about. You put down the windows, you stay in the room, everything's dark. Then all of a sudden, this is biological. Your eyesight gets used to the dark. So that if I come in the room and say, put the window, no, I don't need that. You can get used to the dark place. You can get so used to a dark place that you describe yourself, I'm going to help you, as a dead dog. Watch this. Catch this. Holy Ghost didn't show me until just now. He just showed it to me. Lodabar will cause you to become suicidal while you're alive. Because who am I? From Lodabar. You're talking to me? I'm a dead dog. I'm going to help you in a minute with this one. Interesting. David sees him as royalty. He sees himself as refuse. David sees him as honorable. And he sees himself as horrible. David sees him as worthy, and he sees himself as worthless. You have to be careful that you do not allow your life's current situation to define you. You are not your current situation. The enemy wants you stuck in Lodabar. Get used to it there. Get used to being lamed. Get used to not having what you desire. You are not your location. You are God's kingdom purpose awaiting manifestation. Oh! May not come when I want him to, but he will come on time. So listen here. The crack house, the wrecked house, the White House or any house does not have the ability to keep you from God's house of honor. Oh, yeah. Mephibosheth called himself a dead dog. And notice he says, as I am. His present, in other words, every day he wakes up, I'm a dead dog. Every day he wakes up, and life ain't nothing. I'm just lost everything. I'm a dead dog. He calls himself a dead dog. Death represents the end of life. Yet when you think that life is over, God is saying that the space between life and death is not finished yet. Stop concluding your life. Stop putting an end date. Every day he woke up saying, I'm dead. Come on. You don't have to be literally dead and in a grave to be dead. You can be a walking dead. If you have already conditioned your heart and your mind, I'm never going to be anybody. It's always going to be this way. No, it isn't. You have time on your hands. You still got time. You have time on your life to yet be who God has called you to be. Don't allow yourself or others to eulogize you when you're still alive. Lord have mercy. Eulogizing you and you're still alive. Speaking as if you are in the past. Oh, no. Eye hath not seen, ear has not heard. Oh, no. All those things that God yet has in front of us. Don't allow yourself to be eulogized. No. Get up from your place of Lodabar and transition to your new place. 9:11. Then the king said unto Ziba, Saul's servant, and said unto him, I have given unto thy master's son all that pertaineth to Saul. Because let me help you out. You're like, well, how? See, if you're thinking, how come he didn't say all that pertaineth to Jonathan? You see, I just want to help you out, help you think. Well, you can't say all that pertaineth to Jonathan. Because at the death of Saul and Jonathan, Saul was still king. And so, therefore, the deeds in the lawyer's office still have Saul's signature. That it was transferred, watch this, from the kingdom of Saul to the kingdom of David. You see? It's going from Saul to David. So if we're doing a legal transference of all the land, then we got to say, look, I'm setting you up with all that pertain to Saul and to all his house. Thou, therefore, verse 10, thou, therefore, and thy sons and thy servants. See, when you serve in the right house, you get blessed with everybody else. Yeah, it ain't no, well, you ain't an elder. You ain't a deacon. All you got to do is be in the house. Yeah. You get a blessing. You get a blessing. You get a blessing. You get. We all get a blessing. Help the pastor preach. That was good. Yes. And so listen, he says, thou, therefore, and thy sons and thy servants shall till the land for him. Right? So not only is Mephibosheth going to get land, he's going to get the people that were serving him because he was in a low place are now going to serve his land and all that he earns because he's in a higher place. Because, by the way, this is another place where we mess up. When you got land, you have to take care of it. We are the only people I know have a clay house already placed. I'm going to move on, because I know I'm going to get something for that one, right? You go up to, I remember when Pastor Tomlinson and Pastor W.A. Blair, when they preached out of Manchester, the movie theater, the large building. Now I look at it, the trees are singing. A message. When we got land, we got to take care of it. If not, watch this. Oh, Holy Ghost, or something. The land will take possession of the land again. So the trees come up. All the concrete that was strong, the grass and the flowers are saying, I'm stronger than you now. I'm strong. Trying to help somebody. Mm-hmm. Let me finish her. Yeah. The weeds take over the deeds. I just thought I said that. Huh? So it's saying, shall till the land for him, and thou shalt bring in the fruits, that thy master's son may have food to eat. But Mephibosheth, thy master's son, shall eat bread always at my table. Now Ziba had 15 sons and 20 servants. Then said Ziba unto the king, according to you better would. Who gonna say no to David? I should have had this sword again. Who gonna say no? I would have put this sword right up to people's throats today. Who you gonna say no to? Y'all right. Then said Ziba unto the king, according to all that my lord the king hath commanded his servant, so shall thy servant do. As for Mephibosheth, said the king, he shall eat at my table as one of the king's sons. That's right. Forget the lame stuff. Look at how God restores. And what is Mephibosheth's new eating spot? Oh, stop your nut. Look at his smile. I didn't see him smiling early. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. See, this is going to help us out. Watch this. I'm just going to speak now. Listen to this. I'm going to help some parents out right now, Mephibosheth. Is that okay? Let me tell you something, Mephibosheth. A table that is set makes a difference. I'm going to help some parents out. If children wake up in the morning and they see their placemat and their bowl and their spoon and their, cup or whatever, for the apple juice or orange juice, that's a good start. Now, on the other hand, let me sit back and say this. If they wake up to screaming, grumpy parents say, hurry up, come in the kitchen, what you want for breakfast? See, all that. See, when you're really set up, you don't even have to place your order because the king knows what you want. The king knows what to feed you. And so when you, Mephibosheth, now understand that based on your legacy, that King David has honored your father, that's a whole level right there. I need to say something right here. A part of the reason of the breakdown of families in Bermuda, we're not honoring fathers. We're not choosing the right fathers. And then we're kicking up and we're not honoring fathers. So watch it now. So here comes little Johnny and little Mary, but you don't honor their father. And so therefore they cannot legally inherit the blessings that should be on them. But anyway, let me get back to this story. Look at how you smiled when you sat down. Let me ask you a question. Shout the answer when you get it. Hopefully you answer right. Does the condition of your legs hinder you now? No. Does the conditions of your leg have authority over your mindset? Ooh, ooh. The key is that you now have been legitimized by an authority who has the ability, watch this now, to speak into your life what God already spoke in the past. Listen, you might have been merely 4.5, 5 years old when your grandfather was killed and your father was killed, but it did not kill you. God caused you to remain. Watch this now. This blew me away. God caused you to remain because words were spoken in the past. So some son or relative of Jonathan had to survive the war, the battle, the frustration, the depression. You had to survive because God has a promised word hanging in the atmosphere. And God will bring every word to fruition or to pass. And so now you get to sit. So look at this setup. You're relocated, eating at the king's table, and back now wherever the land is that's being tilled because you've gotten the land of soul, they're working for you. So you go from an unemployed bum to the earner of a multi-million-dollar piece of land. But look, we need to share or something. But I hope I'm your friend. I hope I'm your friend. I hope I know you. And listen, as a pastor, I don't know who in this house is a Mephibosheth. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to serve the people well. Because when Mephibosheth comes into his blessing, hey, I will be blessed. Don't despise small beginnings. Don't look down on people. I don't know what God is going to do with people. But God has the ability to bless them. I'm almost done. I'm almost done. Hee. Mephibosheth, goodbye, Father Russell. You seem to like to look at him. And so Mephibosheth has gone from ruin to royalty. From the low place to the high place. From Lodabar to the king's supper. I said it like that. I wanted to rhyme. Now, this is my last. I can do this in 4 minutes. My last point. Don't time me there. Mephibosheth. His name, this is awesome, guys. His name means exterminating the idol. Because the idol was King Saul. Remember how they chose him? Oh, he's tall. He stands head and shoulders above everything. He's the one. We want him. We want him. We want him. God sometimes gives you what you want, Bermuda, so that you can experience the consequences of your madness. Exterminating. Mephibosheth, you're going to exterminate the idol. Getting rid of the idol. Who is the idol? King Saul. Saul's mentality. Saul's kingdom. He couldn't sit at the table and say, I refuse this table. Actually, he could have. I don't want this table. Because of what you did to my, because you're taking over my papa. My papa. Before my leader. Because of what you did, I refuse my future blessings. I refuse to be blessed. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to stay connected to this dead leader. Or I'm going to have somebody else. No, with Mephibosheth, there will be a new legacy. Well, a new legacy must mean that he has seed in it. Does that mean that? Right? That's why I'm saying he couldn't have been too much of a dead dog. Hello? See, circumstances make you say stuff. But let's read 12 and 13. And Mephibosheth, And Mephibosheth had a, Lord have mercy. And Mephibosheth had a young son whose name was Micha. And all that dwelt in the house of Ziba were servants unto Mephibosheth. So Mephibosheth dwelt in Jerusalem. See his move. From Lodabar to Jerusalem. From the no city to the main city. He dwelt in Jerusalem, for he did eat continually at the king's table. And guess what? And guess what? And was lame on both his feet. Your physical situation may not change, but it does not mean you will not be a blessed person. Jonathan's lame feet did not change, but his lame living conditions did. His lame legacy did. His own son, Misha, would not have to grow up in a place unbecoming, watch this, of the friendship between his grandfather, Jonathan, and David. Yeah. Nope. He is introduced to a new truth of who he is. Now look at his name meaning. By this Bible, something else. I'm telling you. Misha, Mika. It means who is like God. So the idol has been exterminated, and now we have a raising of a new standard. Because he is going to be identified. That young fella's like God. I ain't looking at it like that's Saul's great-grandson. You go ahead. No, as a pastor, this pulpit is not the inheritance that's supposed to be passed on to my daughters or grandchildren, whomever. It's whoever God chooses. Yeah. So the idol has been exterminated, and now we're raising a God.